I use this as a topper for the dog's food. It's a freeze-dried, raw, complete meal. And, you know, it's very expensive. So I just use it as a topper, meaning that I just put a few pieces on both of the plates. And for each of them, I put them kind of hidden in hidden spots so that whenever they smell it, they've got to eat everything else to get to it. So they don't just go and eat that and say, I want more of that, Mom. So what I do with Ruby's, this is hers. And by the way, this is a stacker, and each one comes apart and goes in the dishwasher. And Betsy's goes in the dishwasher too. This one required more thought, so I give that to Betsy because she's just the food fiend. So this morning they're going to get some extra treats. This is like just crumbs at the bottom of their treat bag. I'm going to sprinkle that on top. This is Sunday, and we all deserve a little bit of extra cream in our coffee kind of thing on a Sunday, right? So I'm going to put all these in one little spot for Ruby, and then I'll sprinkle her food, and they get 3/4 of a cup each. Right now, Betsy's still on puppy food. I'm trying to convert her over to the same food that Ruby is getting. So this is a little bit less than 1/3 because I am adding nutrition in these guys, and I'm going to be adding a few little calories on this. And I want to be able to give them, plus they will get their vitamin of the day. I want to be able to give them a treat or two during the day, and they're so small, both dogs are, that it's really easy to overfeed them and give them too many calories, and they become, you know, burdened by their weight. And they can't do that with their spines being the way they are. We just can't let that happen because they have long spines. There's another one of those over there. They have long spines, so I'll cover that up. But whenever I serve this to her, I will hide that part and to where she has to work to get to it, right? So their spines are really long, and it's really easy to injure their spine. They don't need to be jumping. They don't need any extra force. It's really easy to get a torque on that spine and end up with, you know, issues. I got a lot of spine issues. Trust me. Once you get one, you get others. So you don't want to go there, you know. Okay, so that one's ready, almost. Forgot to do the vitamin. So I'm probably going to just put this one, I'll put that one on this side, right there. That way there's some treat, because they think these are treats, right? I'm going to get Betsy's out here just a moment, but I'm going to just show you how I'm going to do these. Just a few little crumbs of their treat. They're just little crumbs. Put that right on the top. They'll think it's something special. I never do that, so they're really going to think it's special. So hang on a second. Let me go over and get Betsy's, and I'll show you what I do there too. So I'll show you the bags of food here in a second, but I want to keep the camera in one spot. This is what Betsy has currently. Actually, I got too much. Let me pour out some. I had too much because I did not include Ruby's food in it. So now I've included Ruby's food in here too, because I'm trying to convert her over, because she doesn't need, there's no need for them to be in two different bags, right? So we get both dogs on one type of dog food. The reason they were on separate ones is because when Betsy came from the breeder had been using one kind of puppy food, and I didn't want to make too many changes for the dog all at once, so I just kept her on the same thing. And you know, she has flourished, so it was an okay move. So what I want to do again here is I want to put the special treat, which is this raw freeze-dried, like in different places. Now, how you do Betsy's plate, so can you see it? I'm going to get you a little bit closer maybe here, once we got Ruby's done. There. Yeah. Okay, so how this works is if I put something in here and I cover it up and then this goes over and then I put food here, then she's got to work her way through this food. I can put food in here too, and that's what I normally do with these actually. And then she has to eat through that. She still can't get to this. She can eat that, and then she has to slide that over. It drops down, and then she slides that back, and then she gets to it. She needs all the help she can get to slow down the pace of how she eats. She is just driven by food. That's why I feed her in a different, in a crate, for that very reason. I wasn't paying attention when I did these. Let me get this out of there. Make sure I can get that closed. Nope, not yet. I was talking to you guys. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one's ready. Normally, if I'm not talking to you guys, I do this really quickly. Really quickly. And since I am putting some of these little treats in today, just to be, these are just pure crumbs here. I'm going to put that in one of these little places that makes it harder for her to get to, but it's going to have a really high value scent. It's going to make her eat everything in front of it to get to it, you know. I'll do that in a couple places. Just some little crumbs, just so I'm not throwing out crumbs, you know. You can't really feed these to them from your hand. That's another video will be about how I give them treats, especially with Betsy. She's kind of interesting. It took a while to get her to not try to take off my hand whenever she would take a treat. And then all of a sudden she got it. She's a very smart dog. She really is. If she takes a treat, a toy outside, and when she comes in, the toy is still sitting out there, I just had to tell her, Betsy, go get your toy. And she'll just run right back out there and go get it and bring it in. You know, she knows what to do, and she wants it inside. And that's part of the trick with her. She's got to want whatever for it to matter to her to do it. She's not just going to do it because you so sweetly asked her. Yeah. She will one day because she is a sweet dog. Yeah, I did not, again, I'm talking and not putting this where it should be. I'm going to see if I can divide that up and put it in there. She's got extra treats in here. Okay. So I'm going to set the phone where you can see what we do as part of our morning routine. I get them to sit together with this garbage. This gets thrown away. I'm going to put both of these things back up in their bag. I was going to show you the kind of food. Hang on. Well, you're going to have to do a flyover. So close your eyes if you don't like movement. Put that back in there. This is Natural Balance Limited Ingredients, small breed, lamb and brown rice recipe. They both, Ruby really likes it, so I'm sticking with it. Betsy's not just been in love with it, so I may have to switch them both to something else, or you may have to. And then this is what I've been using for Betsy. I did switch her over to the dog food version when she turned a year. I'm not just in love. It says healthy weight protein formula. You know, she is easy to overfeed, so I thought that was a smart option for her. I'll just keep them inside here, and I keep the freeze-dried raw food in the fridge. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we do as far as getting to ignore my messes. I've got laundry in the works. I'm going to put you where you can watch them. Of course, Miss Nosy comes and noses everything. Ruby knows what to do. She assumes the position. Betsy, sit. I grab Ruby's plate. Oh, she knows it. Betsy, sit. There, good girl. Pretty girls sit. Pretty girls wait. So I've got my hand outstretched. They're watching my hands. I've got them on hand signals for this because I want them to learn to pay attention to subtleties. So the food bowl is going down. Food plate is going down, and my hand is immediately outstretched like a stop, you know, when you tell someone to stop, but it's out by my hip, and they're watching me, especially Ruby. And then I bring my hand up to my shoulder, and then I put my fingers down, so I'm just pointing. And they know that not to do anything until I sling my hand down and point at the food, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, and then Betsy waits because she knows that that's Ruby's cue, and Ruby's going to be eating. And then I take my finger and I point to her crate. Good girl, go. She runs over to get in her crate. And then I make my way over there. Excuse the messes. I'm in the middle of turning my living room into a my sewing quilting studio, so I don't have to go upstairs. Sorry, it's dark in here. Alexa, turn on recliner. Okay, that gave us a little bit of light. Okay, so she waits. Generally, she waits pretty patient here. I may have to show you this in a different video. I think I've got other clips. Okay, Betsy, back up. Good girl. I try to get her to continue with her patience to start a food, that she has to be told it's okay first. Generally, I can walk away, and she won't eat until I tell her, okay. And then she goes to town. She figures it out. And she won't miss the ones that are stuck down in those little tiny holes with the little knobs. Even though she starts later than Ruby, she'll get done before Ruby. You can hear Ruby over in the other part of the house. I'll walk you over there to watch her. And that's it for feeding them. We do this twice a day, but of course they don't get the vitamin twice a day, and they normally don't get the extra treat. And you know, depending on money and whatever, the expensive treat may not go in each breakfast and dinner. They get fed generally at 6 and at 4, 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. And they can watch a clock, let me tell you. They know exactly what time it is.